Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm fine.
Okay, yeah. Let me fix this first. I gotta embed.
Okay, yeah. Somebody called me and sometimes suddenly hang up my phone and return to the hotel room. So you
I'm busy.
busy?
Yeah, just a minute.
Okay.
I'm putting it on my webpage now.
No, with something, some meeting.
Yes, I have a meeting in 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. So I wait. After that, I'll be waiting for you.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay. Yeah. We don't start for a few minutes.
Okay.
So essentially, if you look at my webpage now, we are live now on YouTube. If you go to my Neurosurgical TV, go to Neurosurgical TV on your smartphone. Or can you go there now or no?
Neurosurgical smartphone. So you send me my address on Neurosurgical TV? No? No, it's not. Okay, so Neurosurgical TV. Your website of Neurosurgical TV.
Right. See,
Okay.
So it's also on YouTube. It's also on Zoom. You know, it's hello. Okay.
Now I'm in Zoom. Neurosurgical TV.
You're in both. You're in Zoom right now.
Yeah. I'm zooming right now.
Yeah, this is the way we're going to do it tomorrow. I send you a link of Zoom. You come into the Zoom like you are. You mute and you watch the Neuroanatomy tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, just like we did last time. You come into the Zoom like now, and then you mute your sound, and then so you can hear the presentation, and then it'll be on Neurosurgical TV, and I'll put it in many other places too.
Okay, so TV and speak Japanese.
Right. Yeah. Just like last time. Just like last time. You speak Japanese
just like last time.
To your audience. I don't know how you I don't know how you do it. I just give it to you and you do what you want. So what do you do? What's your job?
What's the job? I'm a neurosurgeon.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. This is just an interest to you, because we would like to televise Japanese webinars in Japanese. We would like to do that on neurosurgical on Neurosurgical TV. If you want to do any broadcasting, we could do it in Japanese or English, whatever.
Okay, so sometimes televise the Japanese meeting into English. I will translate into English.
Yeah. Okay, this time, but in the future, if you want, to do other things.
At first, I will translate the English meeting into Japanese, and because as a neurosurgeon,
okay. If you want to do our other conferences, you can do that. You can do that too if you want.
Yeah, we can try. Some kind of meeting.
Yeah. If you have a conference that we are doing that you have interest, just say, hey, I want to televise that in Japanese, and we do the same thing.
Okay. So I will recruit some Japanese participants and like Chinese.
Okay, very good.
Okay, with the help of Dr. John Bennett, so WFNS, many Chinese, more and more Chinese attendants, participants.
We have 12,000.
Same as China. So we try to recruit some neurosurgeons for good informations.
Well, we don't translate to China, just a couple a week with Yuha right now. And we're not going to do any more in Chinese, but we like to do them in Japanese. If you want to do any conference in Japanese,
Yeah.
Well, we could do it just like we do right now.
Okay, so tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, so 2 days
Yeah,
of
yeah.
WNF neuroanatomy. So
Right,
I will,
about the
that's
same
it.
time tomorrow, about the
Same time, yes, same
about the
time
same
from
time.
9 p.m. in JST. So maybe 7 a.m. in Eastern time.
Okay, well, no, I start, well, whatever, I start tomorrow the same time, right now.
Okay.
Tomorrow,
Okay. So
okay?
I prepare, and now I'm in Hiroshima, and I'll go back to Tokyo tomorrow afternoon. So I'll prepare for the meeting before 9 o'clock. So 1 or 2 hours before, so I will prepare. If
Right.
something happens, I will discuss before the meeting.
Yeah, just text me like you did in Facebook.
Yeah. Okay.
Any problem.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. As the panelists can hear, we're gonna do a little televising, translated a neurosurgery conference into Japanese, because that was a Japanese neurosurgeon that you heard. He is going to come in the panel like you are. He's going to turn off his microphone, and he's going to televise, I guess, on his own Zoom in Japan into Japanese, what is going on the screen. Okay. Gets kind of complicated. Let me see if I Hopefully we start in 5 minutes. American coffee. Oh, Harvey Cushing's here today. Oh, that's nice. Albert Rhotan. Oh, Nalesh. Trying to get you in, Nalesh. Okay. Nilesh, are you there? Norma Sanchez. Okay, we started in a couple of minutes. Ike is coming in. Here he is.
You can see me, John?
Hey, Ike, how you doing?
Hello, John.
Yeah, hold on.
Pretty good, John.
Where are you at?
My office, John, my new office.
Oh, okay. Very, very good. Okay, you ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay, Ike, let me, okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on. Good morning from Miami Beach. This is Dr. John Bennett broadcasting while Ike is setting up his PowerPoint. We're broadcasting Neuroanatomy TV, the cellular region and surgical approaches. And we'll start right off with Ike. Good morning, Ike.
Yeah, yes. Good morning, John. Good morning, John.
Okay, it's all yours, Ike.
Yeah, John, I just give me a second, John.
Yeah, sure.
Just settling one thing with my computer.
Yeah, sure. No hurry. We know technical problems.
That needs to be taken out urgent as soon as possible. Okay. As soon as possible. This has to go into as possible, immediate, right now. Okay. And get me a scan of, ask me to get me a scan of that other patient which you just operated. Right. So you let me know if, I mean, this should not be any problem. So let me know if there is anything I'm going to be. Okay, go ahead. Huh? Depressed fracture can be postponed. First take this up and then do the depressed fracture later on. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow can be done. There's no need to hurry up. Okay. Right. Ask Nargiza to assist. It's just an extra detail. It's okay. Right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, everybody. John, are you there?
Yes.
Right. So you can see my shared screen.
Okay, yes.
Right. So we're going to talk about cellular and its approaches. The endoscopic way is going to be talked to by Dr. Vinod Felix. or Dr. Roman.
Excuse me, what's that sound? There's a sound. There's a sound. Is that your sound coming from your computer? There's a sound. I think you've got some kind of sound coming through. It sounds like a video game almost. Can you hear it? Can you hear that sound, Ike? Yeah, it stopped. Okay, it stopped. Okay, Ike, whoop, I may have fallen off. Hang in there, everybody. Oh, his chargers, oh, batteries going low. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is a true emergency. Okay. Okay, just hang in there, everybody. Ike is trying to straighten out his charger, etc. I'm sure he'll get a hold of some kind of computer device. Hira, is that you there? I didn't recognize your name. Nilesh, are you there? Okay, hang in there. I was just straightening out his computer device. I don't know if he's going to borrow someone's device. His battery's low. The constant problem of smartphone's battery. Elon Musk should get on that problem. I think he is on that problem. They're building batteries that last a long time. And if Elon Musk says it, you have to take it seriously. You changed payment with PayPal. You changed the automobile industry with his car. The space industry, where he's privatized space travel for the possibility of space travel. He's done a lot. Good morning, Norma Sanchez. Oh, he's connecting. According to, there he is. He's back. Okay, you're back.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All good?
Yeah, it's good. We're ready to go.
Right.
We got about 50 people in the panel.
Okay. Yeah, so you can see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so approaches to the cellular and supracellular region, well, everybody knows there are two ways to it. One is the endoscopic way, which is obviously the approach needed to the cellular region. I mean, some people, hardcore skull-based surgeons, open skull-based surgeons may not agree, but in my opinion, I have done a lot of these skull-based approaches to the cellar, and unless they are complicated by paracellular extensions, which are difficult to access through the endoscopic route, I would suggest that the endoscopic route is the better route. On the other hand, if there is a lateral and if there is a cavernous sinus lesion, primarily cavernous sinus lesion lateral to the cranial nerves, or if there is a lesion near the petrous apex or the jugular foramen, or if there's anything lateral, instead of going through many destructive endoscopic approaches, I would suggest that you do an open approach. This is what, I mean, I do both now, and this is what I follow. Depends on what you're good at. So completely, hello, can you hear me? John, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so this is my take on it. Now we're going to show you.
Excuse me, if your screen is not moving, I don't know if you want it to move.
I know.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go.
So we are doing a very simple approach to the cavernous sinus and the paracellar region. So this is a dissection done way back in 5 years back. So
Excuse
we're
me,
taking
your
a frontal
screen is
temporal.
not moving. I don't know.
You can see?
Yes.
Yeah, so what we are doing is we are, that is the orbit, that is the orbit. That is a frontozygomatic process. That's a temporalis muscle. The temporalis muscle is being raised. So we are dissecting out the zygoma now. The entire zygoma is dissected out. And you're going to put a single burr hole there. And you're going to use the drill to drill at the base like that. This is called the hockey shaft drilling, just above the zygoma. And once that is done, we're using a craniotome to go make a small frontotemporal craniotomy. We are not going OZ here. We're just making a small frontotemporal craniotomy. Now you can see towards that direction in the anterior clinoid process. You can see the temporal lobe here, frontal lobe here, orbit here. So orbit, frontal lobe, temporal lobe, and that's the orbitomeningeal band. Okay, that's the orbitomeningeal band. So you're going to slowly dissect the orbitomeningeal band. The orbitomeningeal band is the lateralmost boundary of the superior orbital fissure. So you're going to dissect the orbitomeningeal band, and after that, what you're going to do is you're going to pull it backwards, the dura there, pull it backwards so that you preserve the true cavernous membrane of the cavernous sinus, and therefore you will not have any bleeding. So that is the true cavernous membrane preserved. And hello, Atul. I'm on air here. I'm giving the lecture. Yeah. No, not at all. I'll call you later. Right. So you can see that being pulled back. You can see the V2 there, the V1 there, and that's the V3, and there will be the gazetting ganglia. So V3, V2, V1, gazetting ganglion. So foramen ovale, foramen rotundum, and that's a superior orbital fissure. And that's the entire cavernous sinus being exposed. And behind the V3, that's a band, dural band of GSPN, and we're going to expose the pituitary apex also. So this is exactly what we will do for petroclival meningiomas. That's exactly paracellar approach. And you open the dura, you will go into supracellar lesions approaches. So that is V1. That is Give me a minute, guys.
Okay. Trans-Cavernous Approach. Okay.
Wow, John, you
Yes.
heard so much of this that I'm sure very soon you'll be doing cavernous sinus surgeries. So we are taking out the anterior clinoid process and the optic strut there. You've seen it so many times. That's the extradural optic nerve. That's the optic nerve. And the carotid comes there. So I'm taking out the optic strut there in front of the carotid. Can you see that? And
Yes.
that is what we do. That is the anterolateral approach. And now we're going to show you a real instance of the same thing. So you can see that's a frontal lobe. The OM, that's a temporal lobe. The orbitomeningeal band is being cut now. It's being dissected. The same thing. The transcavernous membrane is being dissected now. You will see, and that is the C3 carotid. That's a C3 carotid. You can see V2, and you can see the V2 going into the foramen rotundum. This has already been dissected. That's a V2 going into the foramen rotundum. And that's V3 going into the foramen ovale. That's how you're dissecting the temporal lobe away from V2. Now you can see V1, V2, both are in the same direction. And you can see the Parkinson's triangle, which I have opened. That's an anterolateral triangle. That's a Parkinson's triangle. I have opened that. And if you open the Parkinson's triangle, you're going to see the carotid, C5 carotid. That's a vertical carotid. So this is how V3 will be there. So that's V2. V1 has already been dissected. That's a lateral loop, and that's V3. So you can dissect the V3 and then go, just like I showed you in the cadaver, I am showing in the live surgery. So this was a case of a dural AV fistula being supplied by the middle meningeal artery and the meningohypophyseal trunk of the C5 carotid. So I have taken out the first the middle meningeal artery I have taken. Now I have to go into the Parkinson's triangle and take out the meningohypophyseal trunk. I will show you that later. We are seeing a craniopharyngioma, same approach. There's nothing different, same approach. So you can see that's a carotid, that's the optic nerve, very high zoom, extremely high zoom. So I've opened, I'm going lateral to the carotid. I've opened the capsule of the tumor. You can see the tent and the third nerve is here. I'm going between the tent and the third nerve, and I'm taking out the tumor, fragmenting the tumor, calcified part of it, I'm fragmenting and taking it out. You can see the membrane of Liliquus there. You can see the basilar artery there. Right. And we will show you another case where the cisternal opening, this is a very basic part. If you are doing a suprasellar tumor, this is the first thing that you need to see. That's why I included That's why that's the optic nerve. That's the anterior clinoid. That's the carotid. That's a frontal lobe. And there you are opening. That's the oculomotor nerve. And this is the carotid artery. We are opening lateral to the, that's the membrane of Lilliquist being opened. So that is how a system, that's, you can see the membrane of Lilliquist. Touch screens, I tell you. I wanted to show you the membrane of Lilliquist. Right. So can you see the membrane of Lilliquist very clearly? That's the membrane of Lilliquist. Okay, that's the membrane of Lilliquist. That's being opened now, and you can see the basilar and its branches. You can open the membrane of Lilliquist lateral to the carotid, medial to the carotid. You open it, you will see the basilar. So you can see an old video, 2012, okay, where we are doing a cisternal openings. You can see the membrane of Lilliquist here again, medial to the carotid. So that's your optic nerve, that's your carotid, and that is your suprasellar region. Okay, this part is your suprasellar. You can see the anterior communicating artery there. We are incising the membrane of Lilliquist there. This video is over 8 years old. So that's the optic nerve, entire optic nerve. You can see the carotid there. You can see the A1 and when you open between the carotid and the third nerve, this is the view that you get the basilar. So that's a superior cerebellar, P1, in between that the third nerve comes out. So that's a carotid. That's a carotid, and lateral to that's the opticocarotid window, and that's the lateral carotid window. Carotid and the third nerve. Exactly what you're seeing right now. That is the optic nerve. That's a carotid, basilar, superior cerebellar, and P1. Same view I am showing it to you on operative video. So that's carotid. That's anterior cerebral artery. And now we are going to show you the same fistula where I showed you, I told you I will show you how we go ahead. I want you to see first, this is, okay, first let me show you. All right, I'm going to pause. This is V2. I'm sorry, this is V1. This is V2 and V3 is here. So exactly what you're seeing here. This is V1. This is V2. And this is fourth nerve. So you are going to see the paraclavial carotid here. Can you see the C5 and C4? C5, C4 turn is going to be seen in the between the V1 and the fourth nerve. And this vessel, you see this vessel here, that's a meningohypophyseal trunk. Okay, going behind. Okay, you have the petrosphenoidal ligament here. Okay, the petrosphenoidal ligament is also important. So let's see it again. The same anatomy, you're going to see it here right now. See, yes, that is V1, that's V2, that's a Parkinson's triangle. Okay, and the carotid is there. Okay, there will be, when you open the cavernous sinus, there is some amount of bleeding. So I put a Surgicel there, and I'm going to take off that Surgicel, and the carotid is going to be seen there. Okay, so you are going to see, that's the carotid. Okay, that is the carotid, and the vessel is here. So that's a carotid, that's a C5 carotid, and the vessel, the meningohypophyseal branch is there, just like this. Okay, just like this. So that's V1. That is V1. Now I'm going to put a clip. Many people will ask me why you have to clip the meningohypophyseal trunk. Why can't you just bipolar it? You can't, because this is V1, and medial to that there is another nerve which is going. Medial to the V1, there is another nerve that is inside there. You know what that nerve is? That is a 6th nerve, okay, abducens. So you don't want to bipolar anywhere near that. So you can see the posterior margin, the carotid there, and you can see the cutoff. With the clip, you can see the cutoff of the meningohypophyseal trunk. Now I'm going to show you one last maneuver, which is very important when you're doing suprasellar lesions, especially going into the posterior fossa. This is a posterior clinodectomy, okay? So that is the optic nerve, the perforator, and that's the carotid here, and this side will be the A1. So this is one of the most craziest procedures in skull base, okay? I mean, it's difficulty-wise, it's probably a grade 8 on a scale of 10. So those are the two perforators, okay, which is going to the optic nerve, and you're going to use a 1 millimeter drill bit, and you're going to drill this between this perforator, between the carotid, between A1 and optic nerve. All right, and has to be very, very steady. Once you drill it, you can collapse this dura drilled part, and then you get valuable space. Okay, so that finishes it. I've just given an overview of, very fast overview of how you approach the cellar. Now the whole fun of it is going to happen right now when I stop sharing and we ask questions. Otherwise, if I keep on talking, then there'll be no fun. So you're going to ask me questions and we'll go one by one. Now I've given you how to reach the paracellar, suprasellar, and the posterior interpedunculaire system, how to reach it. I've given you an overview. Now you're going to ask me questions and then we're going to answer it, and that's where we will learn. Right, let's go.
Okay, thank you, Ipe. Okay, like I said, the panel is open. Interaction is a possibility here. We can have a great platform, but if we don't use it, it's useless. Okay, any comments, questions, please? We need that first one. The first one to take the leap.
First question. Waiting, guys.
Waiting for you. Come on. Someone be brave.
Did anybody see? I was very fast in that dissection because in all the videos, because I wanted time for question answers, because this is something that you guys have seen many times, and I want question answers, and that's the most important thing.
Okay. Okay, waiting for someone to take the leap. No, Nilesh, are you there?
Okay, somebody is asking me, could you give me some detail? It's a private question, so I'm not going to say the name out, but somebody is asking me some detailed info about which nerves to be monitored during this approach. Right. So, well, during this approach, we don't monitor any nerves. Okay, because I've never monitored the 3rd, 4th, or 6th nerves. I mean, we've only monitored the 7th nerve, 8th nerve, but 3, 4, 6 I have not monitored. So yes, if you could monitor 3, 4, 6, it would be fantastic. I would love it if you could monitor 3, 4, 6, but I have never done it, so I don't have an experience on it. Now somebody is asking me, what is the best place to peel off the lateral wall of the cavernous sinus? The best place is to start at the orbitomeningeal band. So peeling can be done in 2 ways. One is a transcavernous peeling, where you take off the true cavernous membrane and peel so that you see the cranial nerves. That is going to create a lot of bleeding, and then you may have to inject fibrin glue into the cavernous sinus before you do this. So this is not a good idea. What I'm doing is I'm going to do a pericavernous peeling, and for that the best place to start would be to get a plane at the orbitomeningeal band. You cut and dissect the orbitomeningeal band, and then you can get the plane. I have shown it many times. This video is available on my YouTube link as well. Now, somebody is asking me, do you advise ACP drilling extradural or intradural? I see, again, this is a matter of preference. Many people, Michael does it intradurally. Now, I do it extradurally. I do it extradurally even for paraclinoid aneurysms. I can show you some of some of my videos where we go for paraclinoid aneurysms. We go completely extradural ACP drilling. I like it because I don't like the aneurysm, everything exposed and then drilling. So that, I mean, people ask me what happens if it ruptures. Unfortunately, we don't think about that because, you know, there is a layer of dura. There is a layer of dura separating. There is a layer of dura separating things, and then, you know, you really don't need to worry about it actually. Okay, you really don't need to worry about it unless you push and pull. Now, intradurally, the only advantage that you have when you drill an ACP is that you think you have a sense of control. You see the aneurysm and then drilling. That's it. So, well, I don't, you know, somebody's written Rhotan advises aneurysms extradurally and tumors intradurally. That's wrong. I don't think so. Harshit. Rhotan always for paraclinoid aneurysms, maybe other aneurysms, yes, but paraclinoid he always drills intradurally. Tumors, I mean, you can do a tailored approach in intradural. You cannot tailor it extradural. That is one big disadvantage for extradural. You cannot tailor it. I mean, if there's a paraclinoid, you've got to take the entire clinoid out. Okay. And anyway, in the paraclinoid, I'm not tailoring. I need to take the entire clinoid out. All right. So, yeah, Praknesh, that's a general consensus. Yes, if we go by general consensus, ACP drilling is extradural in tumors and intradurally in vascular cases. I agree, but this is not the way I do it. I do it extradurally in tumors, extradurally in vascular cases as well. So I can show you any number of aneurysms where I've done extradurally. Now, how do you open dura from posterior to anterior direction? Doesn't the sylvian vein come in the way? Well, no. I mean, we actually cross over. I mean, when we are doing a C-shaped incision, we cross over the sylvian veins, but it'll always be protected by arachnoid, so it's not going to be of any issue. I don't know. I don't know whether I understood that question quite well. Now, Shahid has asked me, thank you for the nice demonstration to stop cavernous sinus bleeding. Well, cavernous sinus bleeding, any amount of cavernous sinus bleeding, unless it is arterial, can be stopped by Surgicel, a little bit of pressure and a patty. Okay, and Surgicel should not be a lot of Surgicel. You should figure out where it's bleeding from and then put the Surgicel exactly on the bleeding point and apply pressure. So you put a lot of Surgicel, it's not going to stop bleeding, it's going to crowd your entire field. So you're going to take a very, very small Surgicel, put it exactly where the bleeding point is, and put patty on top, a very small patty on top of it, and compress it. That's how we stop. Now, the only time you cannot stop the cavernous sinus bleeding by that is one, the infralateral trunk tears away because of some outlandish maneuver that you did. You pull tumor or something, the infralateral trunk tears away from the carotid. That's a bad scene. Okay, there the carotid is not torn, only the infralateral trunk is torn. So you have to find out the infralateral trunk and then you have to bipolar it. In case it's torn from the carotid, you need to take one stitch and it'll be over. You just need to get proximal control, distal control, and you need to take a stitch. They'll be over. But if you have put a tear in the cavernous carotid, well, things are going to be a bit dicey. Then you can suture, but then you will end up damaging a lot of cranial nerves. All right. So this is about cavernous sinus, venous bleed, and arterial bleed. Venous bleed can be stopped all the time. I mean, it may look very dangerous and treacherous, but if you put small pieces of Surgicel, put a little bit of fibrin glue if needed. If you don't have fibrin glue, muscle is good. Okay, crushed muscle, little bit of crushed muscle, little bit of little bit of, Surgicel, and then put little bit of pressure. That's enough. All the time. All the time. Arterial bleed crush muscle is good. Even arterial bleed crush muscle is good. But if it's an arterial bleed, you need to identify. You need to try and identify where is the bleed coming from. Okay. For that, you need a suction. You need to probably bring the BP down and see. Right. Any other questions, please?
Harshad, you want to ask a question directly, or I'll do it.
John, I asked him.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I said about the SCP drilling. You know, everybody has got different preferences. Some people say in vascular cases you do extradurally, and some says intradurally. And recently I heard in the webinars by Rhotan twice, and both the times I asked same question, and he felt the same when the prognosis is expressed in a different way. So maybe it is that, like Professor Mishra very clearly said in his all aneurysms you drill extradurally, and for tumors intradurally. And the reason is that mainly that premature rupture of the aneurysm can be easily controlled extradurally. Anyway, this is everybody has a preference. I prefer to drill extradurally when I'm doing vascular case. If it is tumor, yes, I can drill intradurally. And it is easier to drill extradurally and very nicely. Everybody has different approach.
Yeah,
thanks,
for paraclinoid aneurysms, what do you do?
Extradurally.
Yes, excellent, excellent. Very few people I see them doing extradural work, but I do all paraclinoid aneurysms extradurally.
Yeah. I have seen Professor Dillon, he came here in India to demonstrate. He also did the extradural drilling of SCP.
Well, I can show you a 5-minute video of a paraclinoid aneurysm drilled extradurally. So let me see.
Is this your smartphone? Is this your smartphone, Ed?
No, it's not.
Oh, I thought, wow, you can really move around that smartphone.
So can you see that? Can you see that aneurysm?
Yes. Can you see it?
That's a
yeah, we can
clinoid
see
process, and that's an aneurysm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see the clinoid process is literally touching the aneurysm. It's a ruptured aneurysm.
Right.
It's a ruptured aneurysm, and that's a clinoid process touching the aneurysm. So in this case, very few people will do it extradurally. But let me show you that we're going completely extradural. So let me just rush through this. Same steps: orbitomeningeal band dissection, orbitomeningeal band dissection. That is the cavernous sinus. That's the cavernous sinus. Okay, superior orbital fissure. Hello, Amal. I'm giving a lecture. I will talk. I'll call you in 5 minutes. Okay. This is a antidecliner process now. Okay, that's an antidecliner process, and you can see the superior orbital fissure. Absolutely no bleeding there. Cavernous sinus is being exposed. So that is your antidecliner process, and aneurysm is right underneath the antidecliner process. I'm drilling off the antidecliner process completely, extradurally, and I'm going up to the optic roof there. That's the optic roof there. De-roofing the optic nerve. You can see the thin bone over the optic roof now. So the clinoid is completely being taken off here. See, I'm not putting any kind of pressure or anything. I mean, I'm using the drill like a paintbrush. Furthermore, dissecting orbitomeningeal band. so that I completely outline. And under very high zoom, I'm drilling the clinoid again. Under very high zoom, drilling the clinoid there. Completely drilling it off. Not maneuvering with it. You must see that I'm not maneuvering. I'm not pulling out the clinoid or anything. That aneurysm is literally kissing that clinoid. And it's a ruptured aneurysm. But I have the dura to my rescue. So the clinoid is made very, very thin there. And you can see that's the optic roof. And that's a clinoid, remaining clinoid. So I'm defining further. Now I'm using again very high zoom and drilling it off. So that's the optic nerve. That's a strut there. Defining the strut. And you can see the aneurysm there. You can see underneath the dura, you can see the blue colored aneurysm. That's the aneurysm there. That's underneath the dura. And I'm just next to the aneurysm. I have the dura covering that aneurysm. So I don't need to worry. And this 1 millimeter drill is like a needle. It's so thin. You can see my suction there. And this is a 1 millimeter drill. So I'm taking out with the one, I'm just doing a paintbrush job. That's the aneurysm there. So I'm using a 1 millimeter drill and drilling off the strut. That's a optic nerve. That's a carotid. That's the optic nerve. That's a carotid and the aneurysm there. And I'm drilling off the optic strut there. Under very, very high zoom. We are almost at 30 to 40 zoom here. We are under complete control. It's not that we are taking a chance or anything. We are not taking any chance. That is the aneurysm. We are not touching it. We are not moving it. Okay. And this entire strut, everything is out now. That is a used 1 millimeter drill. Okay. That is very smooth. So you can see that it's a 1 millimeter drill that I asked at this stage. I asked for a used 1 millimeter drill. You must keep your used drill bits also. Okay. Sometimes they are very useful. You don't want a fresh one which will abrade the dura. So you want a smooth drill sometimes, okay? And then we are slowly going upwards and drilling off the rest of the optic strut. Right. So you must understand the aneurysm is here. Right underneath the optic nerve, that's aneurysm. But it's protected by the dura. And now you will see when I open the dura, you will see underneath the optic nerve is the aneurysm. And how easy it is for me to now clip the aneurysm. Once I open, see, that's the optic nerve, that's the aneurysm. Okay? And now all I have to do is define the aneurysm. So optic nerve, that's optic nerve. And then now I am using a hook lateral to the aneurysm, cutting the falciform ligament, the dura above the optic nerve. And now I'm ready to clip, you see. I'll show you. Because that ACP is out, I don't have to worry about any bony structures there. The optic roof is out, ACP is out. You see, now I just open my falciform ligament, extend it into my distal dural ring, and I'm done there. So falciform ligament is cut. Now I have to see my distal dural ring and cutting the distal dural ring. The distal dural ring is literally incorporated into this aneurysm. This is a transitional aneurysm. So you can see now, that is the aneurysm. This is the optic nerve, that's the aneurysm. Okay. And we're all set now for the clipping. That's how the clip is going to sit. So you can, underneath the optic nerve, you can see the normal carotid. And you can see the cavernous carotid disappearing. That's a proximal dural ring. If I cut, I can see that there will be a lot of cavernous bleeding, but I'll see the proximal dural ring. If I cut it, I'll see the cavernous carotid clearly. But now you can see it. The cavernous carotid will be disappearing into that. This is the cavernous carotid coming, and this will be the normal carotid. So that is the line. You should know that line very clearly. And only then you can put a clip parallel to that line. So you have to see the normal carotid. So that is what I'm trying to show you. Actually, if I cut a little bit more of this, falciform ligament here, I can mobilize this optic nerve further. Because I have taken off the roof of the optic nerve. So you can see the normal carotid already. You can already see that normal carotid underneath the optic nerve. Clearly you can see. Can you see, every one of you? That's a normal carotid. You can see the Nilesh? And you're going to clip parallel to the carotid. You're going to put a clip. And when you put the clip, you can see the C3 carotid coming up. Yeah, I don't have charge. Okay, I guess it's charging again. Yeah. So you can see the C3 carotid coming up there. That's a C3 carotid coming up. So the clip is parallel to the C3 carotid, and here you have a small dog ear, which you can handle with another small clip. Another clip which is partially clipping that part. It's done. So that is let me stop sharing. Yeah. You guys saw that?
Yes. Harshad, did you see that? Okay.
Yeah, I saw
Everybody?
it. Very nice drilling.
Did you see
And
that?
I say the same thing. We do extradurally. Nice drilling. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. This is what I was showing you.
Yes,
that
this is very nice.
there. So,
Do you have a question,
beg
sir?
your pardon?
Do you have a question, sir?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, there's a couple of questions in the chat. Can you see the chat? Let me ask him. From Mesri, he says fibrin glue injection into the cavernous sinus during operation. What's your opinion?
Yeah, that's a very good way to do things. The fibrin glue is a very good way to do things. If you are operating intracavernous, fibrin glue is a very good thing to do.
Okay, there's a couple more questions.
Is my picture looking like one of those?
Okay,
John, I don't know what happened, but my picture
well,
looks like I have come out from.
just screen share it, drop it off, and come back. I think that'll probably cure it.
Anyway, I'm done with this lecture. So, any more questions or comments?
Yeah. Okay.
Easier. Very happy.
Okay.
Kohli, greetings from India.
Okay. Yeah. We didn't get what you said there a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Abalash is here from Tampa. Yeah. Any closing comments or questions for I? I guess not. Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Hi, Sabilash, how are you?
Ablash, how you doing?
Okay, good. A quick question. When you're doing the drilling, if you have an inadvertent injury at that point, what are your bailout options? Do you always have the neck exposed just in case?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't tell you this, but always, every paranoid aneurysms, always. I mean, I will have the neck exposed.
Okay. And what is your strategy? Like, how do you get control proximally and then explore, or what is your steps if you have an injury? Like, what goes through?
Well, if I have an injury, I will immediately get my neck control. Then I'm going to open the dura. And if I have an injury of a paraclinal aneurysm, that is the best opportunity for me to clip fast, which means I can immediately, if I have a neck control and I have a proximal clip, this aneurysm is isolated. And after that, I can dissect very fast. And if I dissect very fast, I clip very fast. So I always tell my residents and my consultants, if you have a rupture, this is the best way to finish a surgery as soon as possible.
Yeah. It's the biggest fear with the Kleiner drilling. So excellent video. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. More comments, questions. I'm busy getting settled. You're getting settled up in your new place.
Somebody is asking, Deepak is asking whether PCP drilling in your approach seems to be done by a very tight space, any other wider corridor to drill it. Yes, if you can get the PCP through the carotid oculomotor corridor, it's very good. But sometimes it's not possible. Sometimes PCP is not in that corridor. So you have to drill it between the A1, the optic nerve, and the carotid. So that's a pretty narrow corridor, and that's a very difficult drilling.
Okay. Can you see any questions there? Yeah, can you see any questions there? There's a couple of questions. I don't want to repeat. How do you open dura from posterior to anterior direction?
That's answered. That's already answered.
Okay, that's answered. There's a couple of questions that have probably been answered. Okay, I think you got most of them, Mike. But I'd like to thank you for taking the time. And we'll archive this. We'll edit it. Any parting words? Any parting words, Ike?
Yeah. So, guys, now we have joined up. I have joined up with the Krishna Institute at Karad. So we are planning. Our aim is to establish a world-class department. One thing, with a lot of impetus to research and development of new instruments. We are developing something called the tumor scoop. But more than that, we would want to entertain residents and young neurosurgeons from all over the world. Here, we can give them accommodation and $600 as a supporting, as something like a support for them, four per month, because we've got 80 applications right now. So we can only get you 4 at a time, right? At 4 at a time. If you don't want the $600 support, any number of you can come. We'll provide you accommodation. But at a time, 4 guys, we can give you $600, and then you should be in the lab for skull-based drilling, and you should also be doing microvascular anastomosis and assisting cases. So we're going to have an intraoperative CT, a 128 slice intraoperative CT, which is designed by us. So we'll have everything else. And so our basic intention is to share information and grow together. This is what I think is the need of the hour right now. I'm glad that all my friends, Louise, Michael, all of you are sharing things right now, and you can learn from. We all learn from all of us. I mean, whenever you ask me a question, actually, this is an opportunity for me to learn. Okay, so this is how we go forward. So I would like to see all of you in Karad, and John has my contact details on WhatsApp. So I WhatsApp. So maybe Nilesh can have my WhatsApp number, and Nilesh will probably share my WhatsApp number to the group, and we can have fellowships. We'll entertain fellowship applications, and well, if anybody wants to visit without the financial support, you're most welcome. Any number of you can come. We'll provide you accommodation. There's no problem.
Hey,
So
can you put your
message today is come down. We will together.
Okay, well, we'll be following you along. We'll be following you along in your journey to establish this world-class neurosurgical center. Can you write your WhatsApp number in the chat, Ike? Can you write that in the chat at all? Or?
Yeah, Nilesh, my consultant Nilesh is doing it. And yeah, Nilesh has already shared it. That is 91 plus 1 73199 That's my WhatsApp details. So that's my new Indian number. So you guys can contact me. I'll definitely answer within 12 hours, and then we can tell you when we can slot you in. With the financial support, 4 at a time. Without financial support, you guys want to come 100 at a time, no problem. I mean, we have one lab, so we don't want to, put it under so much stress so that we have only one cadaver at a time. But residents can also apply. Shahid, residents can also apply. Anybody from any part of the world can apply and come stay with us for skull-based cases and vascular. We're having a petroclival and vertebral artery aneurysm very soon. So we will record this, and then we will discuss with you very soon. So thank you very much. I'll sign off.
Okay.
Bye. God bless.
All right, thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you. See you guys.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you're going to get better bandwidth, right?
Beg your pardon?
Yeah, you're going to get better bandwidth in your office. In your office, it's kind of low in your office. The bandwidth.
Yes. Sure. My office is not yet established, John. Once I establish it, I'll get everything very well. I'm sorry that we didn't have good bandwidth.
No, we got the message, but you should have the best connections in India. So, okay, very good.
Yeah, see you guys. See you then.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
See you
Abhilash, are you there? And Andrea Jarosa arrived. I see. Andrea, you are late. You will be punished. I don't know. Is anybody else here? Did you get Ipe's WhatsApp? The WhatsApp. Oh, Andrea, I didn't even let in there. Okay, a couple people fell out. Okay, very good.
See you, John. Bye, John.
Hey,
thanks
for the questions very much. Thank you.
I'm always there. I love to see you.
I know. You're one of the best students.
Thank you. See you then next.
Okay. Bye-bye. Anybody else have any want to say hi? Nilesh, are you still there?